Right now, someone is reading you, and you don't even know it's happening. In the first 30 seconds of meeting you, a manipulator already knows how to use you. Not your name, not your job, your weaknesses. They don't need a conversation. They need your eyes, your posture, your pauses. They read you like a book left open on a train. And by the time you've said, "Nice to meet you," they already have a plan. This isn't a theory. It's a skill. Predators have used it for centuries. Con artists, cult leaders, toxic partners, office manipulators. They all share one terrifying ability: fast target assessment. Today, you're going to learn exactly how they do it. Not so you can manipulate, so you can never be prey again. Stay until the end. The last cue is the one most people miss completely. Part 1. The eyes never lie. Manipulators don't look at your face first. They look at your eyes. Specifically, where your eyes go when you're uncomfortable. Most people glance down, away, toward an exit. That glance is a confession. It tells a predator, this person avoids conflict. Confident people hold eye contact, even in tension. Manipulators know this, so they test it. On purpose. A slightly too long stare. A silence after a question. Watch how you react. That's the real test. Do you feel the silence nervously? That's a green light for them. Do you stay calm, unbothered? They move on. Too much effort. This happens in job interviews, first dates, even friendships. A manipulator drops an awkward pause into conversation deliberately. Then they watch your face like a scientist watches a reaction in a lab. Comfort with silence signals control. Discomfort signals control they can take. Think about the last time someone stared a beat too long. Did you look away first? That single second told them more than an hour of small talk. Even the direction of your glance matters. Down usually means shame or submission. Sideways often means calculation. Or discomfort with confrontation. A steady gaze back, unbothered, closes the door before it opens. Part 2. The apology reflex. Here's a cue almost nobody talks about. How fast you apologize. Manipulators listen for it in your first few sentences. Do you say sorry for things that aren't your fault? Sorry, can I just ask something? Sorry, is this an okay time? Every unnecessary apology is a data point. It tells them, this person avoids taking up space. People who over-apologize usually avoid confrontation. That's valuable information to a predator. It means they can push boundaries slowly, and you'll likely apologize for noticing. Manipulators don't say this out loud, but they clock it instantly. In psychology, this is called a compliance signal. The more compliance signals you give early, the more targeted you become. This is why manipulators often accidentally bump into your schedule, your space, your money. They're not being careless. They're testing your apology reflex in real time. Notice how often sorry replaces excuse me in your own speech. One word carries an apology. The other carries authority. Small language shifts like this change how people treat you instantly, without a single argument. Part 3. The compliment trap. Manipulators give compliments differently than kind people do. Kind people compliment things you've done. Manipulators compliment who you are. You're so easy to talk to. You're not like other people. Sounds sweet. It's actually a hook. Why? Because it invites you to prove it. Once you accept the label, you start performing it. Even unconsciously, you become the understanding one, the forgiving one, the one who never gets angry. That's exactly the identity a manipulator wants installed. Watch how you respond to that kind of compliment. Do you feel flattered? Or does something feel slightly off? Your gut usually knows before your brain catches up. People who are used to praise from real relationships often feel suspicious of sudden, intense praise. People starved of validation accept it instantly. Manipulators know the difference in seconds. This is why love bombing works so fast on people going through loneliness, breakups, or big life changes. Timing is not an accident. It's a hunting strategy. Think about a new relationship that moved unusually fast. Constant texting, instant nicknames, soulmate, language within weeks. That speed isn't romance. It's reconnaissance disguised as passion. Part 4. The boundary probe. Here's where it gets darker. Manipulators test boundaries almost immediately. Not big ones. Small ones. Deliberately small. Showing up 5 minutes late. Borrowing something without asking. Making a slightly inappropriate joke, then watching your face. This is called a boundary probe. If you say nothing, they've learned something critical. They've learned your line moves. And it will keep moving. If you push back calmly, Most manipulators disengage. Too risky. Too much resistance. This is why predators rarely target people known for saying no. Saying no early is one of the most protective habits a person can build. It's not rudeness. It's a signal that says, this target costs too much effort. Manipulators are efficient. They don't want effort. They want ease. Think of it like a locked door versus an open one on a quiet street. The locked door doesn't get tested twice. The open one gets remembered. Part 5. The Loneliness Radar. This next cue is uncomfortable to hear, but you need to hear it. Manipulators are highly skilled at spotting loneliness. Not through what you say, through what you don't say. Do you mention friends, family, weekend plans? Or does your conversation circle back to them? The manipulator, very quickly, people with strong support. Systems get harder to isolate. People without one become easy to become. Everything for. This is why manipulators ask casual questions early. Are you close with your family? It sounds like small talk. It's a vulnerability scan. Your answer tells them how much space they can eventually take up in your life. If you're isolated, that space grows fast. Faster than most people realize. This is the same tactic used in toxic relationships, cults, and even workplace manipulation. Isolation isn't a side effect. For manipulators, it's the entire strategy. Notice how often a manipulative partner jokes about your friends being a bad influence. It rarely stays a joke for long. Part 6. The Microreaction Test. Manipulators say something slightly off, on purpose. Then they watch. A backhanded joke. A minor insult disguised as banter. They're not trying to be funny. They're measuring your microreaction. Do you laugh it off nervously? Do you freeze? Do you get defensive? Each reaction gives them a different strategy to use on you later. Nervous laughter tells them, this person avoids awkwardness at any cost. Freezing tells them, this person doesn't know how to protect themselves in real time. Calm confrontation tells them, not worth the risk. This is why some people say manipulators back off immediately once challenged. It's not luck. It's cost-benefit analysis, done in under a second. The next time a joke feels like a small cut, don't ignore it. That instinct is data. Use it. Part 7. The Empathy Overload. Here's a cue that surprises people. Manipulators target kindness, not weakness. People assume predators go after the weak. Wrong. They go after the empathetic. The ones who explain away red flags. The ones who say, maybe they're just having a bad day. Empathy without boundaries looks, to a manipulator, like an open door. They test this by oversharing early. A sad story. A hard childhood. Watch how quickly you feel responsible for their emotions. That feeling, responsibility for someone you just met, is the trap closing. Real connection builds slowly. Manufactured closeness is instant and exhausting later. If you feel like you owe someone care after one conversation, pause. Ask why. Notice how often the hard childhood story arrives right before a favor is asked. That sequence is rarely accidental. Part 8. The Body Language Scan. Manipulators read posture before they read personality. Shoulders pulled in. Arms crossed defensively. Voice pitched slightly upward at the end of sentences. These aren't random habits. They're broadcast signals. They say, uncertain, seeking approval, avoids taking control of space. Manipulators mirror this posture at first, to build fast, false trust. Then slowly, they take up more space than you do. Physically, verbally, emotionally. Watch a manipulative conversation over time. Notice who interrupts, who apologizes for talking, who shrinks, who expands. Power in a room is rarely announced. It's just quietly taken. Look at any office meeting. Notice who takes the head of the table without asking. Nobody granted that seat. It was simply never questioned. Part 9. The Question That Traps. There's one question manipulators love to ask early. So what do you actually want in life? Sounds deep, thoughtful even. It's actually a need map. Your answer reveals exactly what you're missing. Love, validation, purpose, money, belonging. Whatever you say, that becomes the bait. Want love? You'll get intense affection, fast. Want validation? You'll get constant praise, fast. Want purpose? You'll suddenly become essential to their life or plans. This is why manipulation never feels the same twice. It's custom built. From one question, someone who wants stability gets promised a future within weeks. Someone who wants excitement gets chaos dressed up as adventure. Part 10. The Money Test. There's a cue people rarely connect to manipulation. How you talk about money. Manipulators listen for hesitation, guilt, discomfort around spending or saving. I probably shouldn't buy this, but tells them a great deal. Financial guilt is often rooted in a need to please. Someone who struggles to say no with money often struggles to say no elsewhere too. This is why financial manipulation rarely starts with a big number. It starts small. A borrowed 10 euros. Coffee just this once. Small debts build a habit of yielding. By the time real money is involved, the pattern already feels normal. Watch how easily no comes out around spending. It reveals more than a bank statement ever could. Part 11. The Group Dynamic Read. Manipulators don't just study individuals. They study rooms. At a party, a dinner, a work event, they scan for the quiet one, not the shy one. The one who watches everyone else for cues before acting. That person adjusts their opinion based on the room. Manipulators find that irresistible. It means influence is possible without resistance. They also scan for the peacemaker, the one who smooths over every awkward silence. Peacemakers absorb conflict so groups don't have to. That makes them easy to load with guilt later. You're the only one who understands me. Watch your role in group settings. Are you reading the room, or is someone reading you? Part 12. How to break the pattern. So how do you stop being readable? You don't hide. You recalibrate. First, get comfortable with silence. Don't rush to fill it. Second, slow down your trust timeline. Real connection has no rush. Third, notice sudden, intense compliments. Question the timing, not just the words. Fourth, keep your circle visible. Mention friends. Mention family. Isolation starts in small omissions. Fifth, practice saying no to small things. It builds a boundary reflex. Sixth, trust the uneasy feeling before you can explain it. Your gut reads people faster than your brain can justify. Seventh, notice how you talk about money and tighten that language. Eighth, in group settings, watch who's watching you. Awareness alone changes the dynamic. Manipulators rely on you doubting yourself. Stop doubting the doubt. Somewhere today, someone will get read in under 30 seconds. Their eyes, their apologies, their silence, their loneliness, all of it, mapped in an instant. But not you. Not anymore. You now know what they're looking for. And the moment you know the test, you stop failing it. Comment aware if you're never letting your guard down again.